Welcome to the channel. Today we're going through the best and worst tattoo TikToks I could find. Let's jump into it. I got a big old pile of garbage for you. This is a head crown tattoo. Now, surprisingly, I've never seen this done. I can't think of a single time I've seen it done. And I've seen a lot of head tattoos. This is not one I would recommend for anybody because it just does not look good. Very uninteresting. Very uninteresting. Like a crown across your forehead. It's supposed to make a statement, right? It's a statement type tattoo. It's like, you know, if you got FU across your forehead, you're like, oh, that's a statement. You're trying to say something with a tattoo like this. And that's exactly what a crown tattoo is supposed to be as well. It's like, I am the king. Anybody would tell you, you are not the king. Maybe you're the king crap of Turd Island. I don't know. Like, as an image, a crown is a dumb tattoo. I don't like it. It's just pointy little hat. Dumb looking tattoo. Going around your head, it's a pointy, dumb little hat going around your head. You know, like, of all the things to put on your domelet, that's not it, okay? Now, technically, this tattoo is done really good from the top up. Now, I know from the top down, they're trying to do this, like, you know, crowns often had like fur or something along that to make it like rest easier on your head, but it does not look good. It just looks like it's an unfinished looking tattoo. Not to mention there's parts that, like, you know, because it's supposed to have like an angle, like a dumb hat would, like going across. It doesn't look like that. It looks wavy and wonky and not good. Now, there's a lot of the tattoo that is done very well. Like the top up, a beautiful looking tattoo. Looks like a crown for the most part. I like that part. No other part of this tattoo or the fact that it exists do I like. Or do I think it should be replicated at all by anyone ever again? Will it be? Probably. I'm gonna see crown tattoos all day long now. On to the next. Today we're talking a little bit about tattoo artists quitting tattooing, and I find this to be very funny to talk about. Let's get after it.
Why are so many tattoo artists quitting all of a sudden? Is it the money? Is it something deeper? Let's talk about it. Lately, I've been noticing more and more shops closing, reputable artists quitting, they're moving on to different careers. People who once loved tattooing have completely fallen out of love with the industry. I've got my own theories. I opened my first shop in 2010, and back then, supply and demand was very different. You couldn't just order a tattoo kit online. Suppliers only sold to licensed shops, and they even called to confirm that you actually worked under that shop. Apprenticeships is a big one. They were earned, they weren't handed out. Now, the market's wide open. Anyone could get equipment, and there are more artists than ever before.
So back in 2010, where's this guy from? One, I don't completely disagree with him. It's not like I think he's like generally right about some things, and I have a feeling he's gonna be kind of wrong about, at least in my opinion, about other things. By Albert 928, I feel like he's Hawaiian just because I see palm trees floating in the background, plus he speaks perfect English. Or he could be Miami, who knows? By Albert 928, I'm gonna guess Hawaii. Junk Lane's Tattoo, that's a dumb name, I'm sorry. Junk Lane's Tattoo. Oh, Florida, yeah, Florida, I was right. Either Hawaii or Florida, perfect. He does very nice tattoos, you know, exactly what I was expecting. I was not questioning his tattoo skills, just very nice tattoos. Okay, cool. First off, tattoo supplies was pretty easy to get even in 2010. That's right around when I was getting into tattooing. And there was definitely kids in my high school who were getting tattoo machines very easily. Like there's a handful of suppliers that you could just order online and they did not check whether you worked at a shop or not. Like that's not a new thing that you could just go onto the internet and buy it. Now, you may have had to work a little bit harder for it. Maybe it was slightly more difficult to get, but I saw when I was in high school, I graduated in 2009, I saw at least 4 people doing tattoos. I also lived in California. There was definitely suppliers who did not care and would sell to anybody, but it's a little bit of an untrue statement. Maybe in his area, but even the internet in 2010, you could buy stuff online and buy machines probably pretty easily. So let's keep going.
The market's wide open. Anyone could get equipment, and there are more artists than ever before. But more artists doesn't always mean more quality or more work. Clients now have endless amounts of options. And the battle is often over pricing and not the artistry. Is this why a lot of people are quitting? Oversaturation, burnout, bad ethics maybe? Or is this just the new reality of chasing an art career?
Now, I've been to a couple tattoo cities over the last year. Been to New York, went to Austin, I go to LA, I go to San Diego, these places. I think a lot of people care about quality as much as they care about the cost of tattoos. I would say that I bet in Miami, a ton of people care about the quality. I'm gonna be careful there, because I think that there's probably more bad tattoos than there are good tattoos, but that's always kind of been the case in tattooing. So that hasn't really changed.
Reality of chasing an art career in today's world. Now let's not talk badly about this generation and that generation and get into that talk, because let's be real, the new generation of tattooers has opened the door for the artistry to get where it's at today. These new artists have taken things to the next level, and if you can't keep up, then you're gonna fall behind. If you're an artist, tell me why you think people are walking away from the industry. And if you're a client, tell me this, why do you choose your artist over everyone else? Let's get a real conversation.
Okay, now he's getting into comment baiting. This is my thought process when it comes to tattoos currently for the average tattooer. Now, if you're an older tattooer, maybe consider transitioning out of tattooing while staying in the field of tattooing. I think what this world really needs is strong tattoo shops that take care of their tattooers and do all the marketing and take care of the shop on a high level. I think that tattoo shops deserve better in America. I also think that in every aspect of tattooing, tattooers could do more, like as business owners. I think we should have more ink companies that are more reliable, like than having like 3 options realistically. It's like Fusion, Eternal, Solid Ink. There's other ones, like a ton of other ones that are probably great, but what's the ones that you use? And then if you use that one, how many of your coworkers use that one? So I think tattooers just have like a lot of places. Like once your career is coming to a stalemate, I think you should venture into business owning as your next stop in tattooing. Just like a professional athlete, once they kind of are washed up a little bit, they move into different aspects of it. They become announcers, they become coaches, they become umpires, they become whatever other thing in tattooing you can find. Whether making stencil stuff or ointments or whatever. I think that just a lot of tattooers who are kind of getting washed up should move into different avenues and take care of tattooing on a different level, and I think it'll take care of them as well. I think there's plenty of money to be made in better business in tattooing, and those tattooers should think about doing that. And like I said, like if they just ran good tattoo shops, you'd be like, oh yeah, you could be set for a long time. If you just ran a good tattoo shop, had great artists come in, fluctuate in and out, audios come in, for the next 20, 30 years, and you could still do a couple tattoos a week. I think that's cool. Something to think about for tattooers and just like people in general getting into tattooing, you have to be a hustler. You do. And if you can't hustle, it ain't for you. If you're someone out there who wants to become a tattooer, you better learn to hustle. And by hustle, I mean like, not like, oh, you need to work hard, which of course you do, but I just mean be like scrappy, Figure it out. On to the next. Speaking of scrappy, crappy, this looks like a crappy tattoo. Now, that looks bad. I hate it. It's Thor's hammer, I think. I don't know much about stuff. I actually don't know much about anything. Stuff especially. Don't know much about it. I think it's Thor's hammer, or what else could that be? A cinder block with a pipe coming out of it? I don't know. I'm not funny. I'm not only not knowing stuff or words apparently, I'm not funny either. But that looks like crap. On to the next. This is a head tattoo I actually like. Now, Neotraditional. Neotraditional, a type of traditional I don't think is coming back. I think the days of Neotrad are gone. I know that that's a bold statement to make, and I just kind of think that. I can count on 2 hands the amount of people I've seen with neo-traditional tattoos. Yeah, I'm also from Southern California where Neotrad is not popular at all. I was just in New York and I'd never seen more Neotrad than I did there. So maybe it's an East Coast, West Coast thing. Very nice looking. I like it though. I have always been a big fan of Neo-Traditional. I don't love when they oversaturate an entire tattoo in colors like brown and yellow. I think those are really weak colors, and in a lot of ways, there's like, this tattoo is probably gonna fall apart, especially being on the head. But Neo-Traditional, like even if the color does fall out, the structure is so strong that it's all good, right? I like it. I like it. I wanted to bring it up. I know I ended up talking kind of crap on Neotrad, but I don't mean it in the sense that like, I think it's just out of trend. Maybe it'll come back. I don't think it will. I think maybe the world has seen enough Neotrad and it's gonna move on. Let me know, let me know if you like Neotrad. What happens if I type in Neotrad on Instagram? I'm sure it's gonna be all like European, Canada. I feel like Canadians love Neotrad. I like that it exists. I just don't see it, Like I'm always like, I don't see it. I don't, never see it out in the world. Matt Truano, I did a podcast with him. He does amazing Neotrad. I really like his Neotrad. I hope his version doesn't die. I don't think it would, because he's gonna be great no matter what. But yeah, Neotrad's one of those things. I don't see it. I don't ever see it happening, at least out in the real world. I'm like looking through these hashtags. Looks good. I'm in. I've always been in. Always liked it. Just don't see it very much. I will say I see a lot of Neotrad things that are borderline more traditional. Just saying that, Closer to traditional than Neotrad to me. But that's kind of like getting into the weeds of things. On to the next. Get that tattoo. Your family is already disappointed in you. Yes. Yeah, nephew. I am disappointed in you. God, dude. That is the face of a kid who needs to get slapped by one of his Theos, dude. Come on, fool. 2002? How old is that? 23? Dang, dude, you're 23 and you're making that piss poor decision of a tattoo. Every single tattoo here that I'm seeing looks like a hot pile of garbage. I thought he was wearing gloves. It looks like he blacked out his fingers. Oh my God. I don't know. I don't care. If you're a young kid and you want to get hubbed up, you're gonna do your neck, you're gonna do your hands, you're gonna do your face, make sure they're good tattoos. Because this is the face of tonto. He's getting tattoos that, look like crap. And they're gonna be there forever looking like crap. I'm all for, look, if you're a young kid and you wanna be tough, nothing is tougher than getting hella blasted with good tattoos. If you ever follow me on my Instagram, I love to repost cringy stuff. It's my favorite thing in the world. This kid to me is cringe, like in every sense. Now, you can't say something's cringe without admiring the fact at your cringiness. I am also cringe. I'm okay with that. This kid makes me want to punch my own face for how cringy I am, and he makes it that much worse. I hate this kid's tattoos. Don't be this kid. Be cool. Be cool, but you're not going to be, because, bruh, you're not. Next. This has music, so I have to read it to you. I'm gonna be like, hey, before you set up my tattoo, I need to give you this. And it looks like ashes, all right. This tattoo means a lot to me. Could you put my grandma's ashes in it? And it looks like she snorted the ashes. Very funny, ha ha ha. Speaking of cringy things, this makes me feel cringe. Whatever. It's not funny, it's not good, whatever. Skit tattoo stuff will always make me go, ooh. It's funny that I end up going to everyone's thing and being like, do they do good tattoos? I don't mean to care that much, but it happens, dude. I just go, I need to know. Now I'm interested. Now I want to see. Like, if you're spending this much time doing this, do you do good tattoos? And the answer is maybe? Yeah, she does good tattoos. Maybe. Okay, the thing I wanted to bring up about this ash, family members put your ashes in a tattoo. I think it's the dumbest thing in the entire world. I think it's between dumb things and dumb things, it's right in the middle. It's like, why do I think it's so dumb? One, because I know that 90% of the ashes end up in the trash. And I hate the idea that someone's like putting their grandma's ashes in the trash. Like that bums me out, okay? We tattoo it and the ash and the ink doesn't really mix in together. Parts of it do. So I guess there has to be parts that like end up in your skin and rot away. The rotting corpse of your grandma stays inside your body forever. I'm sure that's happening somehow. That's like a disgusting thing to think about. And then like, even if it is someone you love, like if someone I love died and I put their ashes in me and their rotting body is sticking in I just don't like it. The idea of that is dumb. But most of it doesn't end up going in your skin. Most of it gets, bundled up into a little ball or scraped off and thrown in the trash. And your grandma spends eternity in some dumpster in New Brunswick. I don't even know where New Brunswick is. I don't care. Some dumpster, some landfill, that's where your grandma ends up. So, do I think you should do that to your grandma? No. Do I think she deserves better than to be in your dumb, cringe-looking Friday the 13th and your dumb Neotrad spider tattoo? Yeah, I do. I think your grandma deserves better. Honestly, I'm not here for all the abuelitas, dude. Your grandma deserves better. On to the next. It says, my brother got my name tatted on his face. I'll absolutely never go to bed questioning if I'm loved ever again. Very sweet. Let's continue.
This is the only scenario where incest would make this less confusing. Why else would you have a woman's name tattooed on your forehead? Your sister's name, put it anywhere else, bro. Except for, there's one other spot you can't put it. Anywhere but those two spots. Do you want a sister-in-law? I don't think you do. I think you want it to yourself. Where's he going to put her name next to that? It's going to look like a fucking law firm on his forehead. It's crazy.
I feel it. I feel the same way, dude. There's only 2 names you could put on your face, and one of them you really shouldn't, and the other one you really shouldn't. You could put your mom's name on your face, put your wife's name on your face. Do not put your wife's name on your face. That's a dumb idea. And do not put your mom's name on your face either, because that's also an equally dumb tattoo. Now, why is it such a dumb tattoo? Because you guys know. There's no part of us who's like, oh, putting your sister's name on your face. It just is a bad look. I have to agree with this comedian / tattoo guy maker funner of, It looks dumb. If I got my sister's name on my face, no one would respect me, not even her. She wouldn't go to bed thinking she was loved. She'd go to bed thinking I should stab my brother. I don't know what she would think. I just hope it would be something extremely negative, because that looks dumb. Do not get that tattooed on your face. And that's it. Don't get your sister, don't get your brother, don't get nothing. Next, equally painful tattoo to look at. Playboy Cardi playing in the background. That's cool. I don't know what to say about this. I might take the cake for the worst looking lion tattoo I have seen in ever. What would I rather have than this tattoo? I'd rather have a memorial for 9/11 on my arm. Like the planes crashing right into the building. That's what I'd rather have than this tattoo. What else would I rather have? I'd rather have... I was about to say some wild stuff. I think that one was bad, but it wasn't that bad. I was like, ooh, Robin Williams, portrait of him, right? That's bad. They can't say that one. What's another awful thing I'd rather have? Lots of other rough things. This is awful. This is up there with memorials to 9/11 on your arm. This is up there with the last moments. Oh, dude, I'm going too far. I'm going to leave it right there. I hate this tattoo so much that I'm going to dark places, okay? Do I want you to stick around? I don't care. Who cares? On to the next. $500 sleeve by Ariel DeJesus. Started at 5 p.m. essentially and ended at 7 p.m. That's 2 hours later. Wow, Ariel DeJesus. $500 sleeve. How anyone allows her to tattoo at her shop? Does she own her own shop? That is awful. That is awful. Ariel DeJesus, the most made fun of tattooer in the world. I don't think that there's a more made fun of person ever in tattooing It's crazy that she gets away with it, like being so disliked in tattooing. I'm always like, wow, she's like really, doing this. Ariel DeJesus. Ariel's tats. You just go to this lady's Instagram. She's just crapped on the whole time. It's hilarious. Wow. Yeah, Ariel DeJesus. She's a walking anomaly. Is that the word I want to use? I don't know. I just don't get how she stays in business. She has to own her own shop, right? It has to be her own shop. There's no way anyone would let her tattoo the way she tattoos. She's like a step above trailer trash tattooing. And I mean that like maybe, it might actually be more of like a lateral move. Like she makes trash can tatters look like not the worst. I'm blown away that she stays in business. And I'm really curious how much she makes from TikTok. She doesn't make money on YouTube, but I'm curious how much she makes on TikTok. Like that's gotta be paying her bills too, right? Like she's got to be making enough. She's not making that much. But yeah, she's trash. She is trailer trash of tat, and tats of trash. On to the next.
This is my very informal formal resignation from tattooing, which feels really strange to say, and I don't know how to perfectly word any of this video. I do want to keep it kind of short and sweet, but I just can't keep up with it anymore. I've had to reschedule way too many people over the last few years, if I'm being honest, and increasingly more. Even a small amount of tattooing hasn't been manageable for me. And I'm really sad to say goodbye to a career that has been so wonderful and clients who've been so wonderful. It's been the proudest work I've ever done. Like I've never had a job that's treated me so well. I've never been at a job so long. It's been a full 10 years of doing this, and I just know it's done. I'm very hopeful that this is the right move for me. Yeah.
This girl's talking about quitting tattooing, obviously. It's kind of what the video is about today. Not really. I just had two videos at the same time. I'm sure the title will say something along the lines of like, why Gen Z is killing tattooing or something like that. I don't know. Something that makes you guys watch. Yeah, dude, tatters quitting tattooing. I get it. I've seen it a lot. I typed it into TikTok, found a bunch of videos about it. I just think that tattooers need to consider alternative routes within tattooing. But for the most part, I think that, bye. Part of me is like, hey, there's other jobs. Look, tattooing's like any other job. I actually am not convinced that more tattooers are quitting tattooing. I just think that they have the internet to say an informal, formal resignation. I think that's probably just the change in tattooing. It's funny to see people who are covered head to toe in tattoos have to go get regular jobs. But, I also feel bad for them. I'm not saying it's a good thing, not saying it's a bad thing. It just is kind of funny. On to the next. Oh, look, this is a cool tattoo by Josh Sutterby. I'm gonna do a TikTok dance for you while this plays. I think that's the end of this video. I have nothing more to say other than this is a super cool stream of tattoos. I hope you enjoyed my TikTok dance. I got nothing else. Let's just keep looking at these cool tattoos. Josh Sutterby. Do I like him? Don't know him. I'm sure he's a very nice guy, or he's not. Who knows? Nothing has been said about Josh Sutterby to me other than I like his tattoos. Very cool. Very nice. Still dancing. I'm done. I'll see you in a few days.